Welcome to Caliber Conversations. I'm your host, Captain Jeremy Ritchie. And first of all, I'd like to thank our sponsors, Armorlight, which can be found at armorlight.com. We also have Texas Gun Shows, which is being found at gunshowstx.com, and Accurate Gun Auctions, which can also be found at accurategunauctions.com. Today we have some great guests for you, and my good friend Darwin is back in the studio with us, and also he brought a great friend by the name of the beautiful Bailey. So in a few minutes we'll get to them. First, a little bit of segment of Did You Know? Did you know back in the 1850s, Massachusetts and Connecticut, as today is one of the worst states as far as gun rights, was known as the Gun Valley. They were known as the Gun Valley because some of the best guns in the world were made in Massachusetts and Connecticut. Smith & Wesson, we all know who they are. They were in Massachusetts for over 170 years, but in the early 2020s, because of Massachusetts becoming so non-friendly to the Second Amendment, they moved their shop to Tennessee, where Tennessee welcomed them with open arms and some great benefits, and a big supporter of the Second Amendment. So Massachusetts, you lost another great gun factory because of your laws. But that's enough said about Massachusetts. Let's take a quick commercial break, and we'll be back with our guests. Thank you, guys.
If you're ready to turn your guns into top cash fast, Accurate Gun Auctions makes it simple, secure, and rewarding. With expert appraisals and a proven online platform, Accurate Gun Auctions connects your firearms with serious buyers nationwide, ensuring you get the best value in the shortest time. Whether you're selling one gun or an entire collection, our process is transparent, professional, and fast. So don't let your firearms sit idle. Cash in with confidence. Visit accurategunauctions.com today and see just how easy it is to turn your guns into top cash fast.
Welcome back to Caliber Conversations. Let me introduce my good friend from Armorlight, who is the president of sales and marketing. His name is Darwin Badeker. And close enough. For whatever reason, I have trouble with that.
Like you're laying in bed.
Right.
Bed.
See, I don't associate you and laying in bed. It just doesn't work for me.
Thank goodness for that.
But why don't you introduce your good friend Bailey over here?
Well, one, thank you for having us.
You're welcome.
And the lady to my right, Bailey, is instrumental in everything that we do at Texas Gun Shows. So not only does she oversee basically our talent acquisition for putting together our calendars that we do once a year, but she's also in charge of our giveaways and all the fun stuff that happens at our shows. Bailey is the head lady when it comes to making all that happen. And yes, not only is she very pretty, but she's also smart. She graduated LSU, so she'll tell us a little bit about that. And you're studying to be an attorney, right?
Yes, my LSAT. Well, thank you for having me. I'm
Welcome,
studying
Bailey.
for my LSAT. Super happy to be here. So.
And as far as, go ahead and tell the people listening what it is that you kind of do from gun show to gun show.
Yeah,
kind of
so
your bag of tricks.
Around the gun shows, we host a gun raffle. It's winner's choice. You don't have to be there to win. We sell raffle tickets. It's more for promotion and less for profit. We also sell our gun show calendars that we do yearly. They started at 16 months, but they'll now be 12 months.
12 months. And which month were you last year?
August.
You were August.
Yes.
So we shot for September, but it didn't happen. She said she was going to be September this year because that's my birthday month. But
I think you said that.
oh, I
But
did
yeah.
say that. I did say that.
I
That
will
is
be.
true.
I'll be September. Yeah.
And as far as the really exciting part for her, or for all of us actually, is she's actually one of these people that genuinely likes being around the industry. Like she's not one of these young people today that are so afraid of seeing a gun that it traumatizes them and they need a safe space. Like she's all in. She's like, let's do this. Let's go shoot this gun. Let's figure out what do I need to know about this. And that's the most exciting part about having her start selling for Alamo City Imports. And we can talk a little bit about that, is that she's going to be knowledgeable. She's just not, somebody that's there for eye candy. She's going to know what she's doing, and she's a pit bull. So if some of these gun dealers think they're going to negotiate their way into a better deal with her,
They're not.
They're
they
not.
got another thing coming. She will shut that down and be like, nope, these are our prices. You're already saving money. sign here. So we're excited about getting that up and going.
Yeah, like he was saying, thanks to Darwin, I now work at ACI, but also like being a part of the gun show, it's been really fun to learn about the industry and show girls that it's not just a men's industry,
Yep.
but also everybody at TGS is a family to me now, and
Very nice.
I love spending my weekends there. So
Do you like shooting?
sometimes it just depends on the gun and the kickback.
Okay.
Yeah.
How about you like handguns?
I like handguns, a
All right.
9mm, a small one I can fit in my purse, a 380.
She probably would have freaked out a little bit at the one that we shot the last episode with that 50 BMG.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't,
Probably.
nothing with a BMG, I'm okay. Yeah.
Because you like guns and you like to educate women on guns. How about maybe becoming an instructor one day to teach other women how to safely use guns and
Yeah,
protect themselves?
I would consider that, but I do think there's people out there in the field that are way better at that than me. So I think I would stick to more so just showing women that carrying a gun is important and why it's important and safety. And
We do need more women in the instruction role.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times women are a little intimidated to men instructors, and we want to educate as many women as possible, so they're less afraid. And so if something happens to their man and that gun's sitting there, and they can feel comfortable picking that up, and what's the best way to teach another woman how to properly use a firearm is another woman that is comfortable with a
right,
firearm.
it's definitely something I would consider right now. I don't think I'm necessarily open to it, but
I'm not asking
in
you
the
today.
future,
Maybe
right?
tomorrow.
Yeah.
You bring up a good point, though, about women in the industry and how we need more. Just from my own personal experience from running these gun shows as long as I have, the biggest increase in demographic has been women
Absolutely.
coming to the shows. And
Lots
I've
of
been-
families, lots of wives, lots of daughters.
I've been asked over and over and over again why I think that is. And you know me, I'm not a very PC person, so I'm
Right.
just going to give the honest feedback of why I think that is. And we've gone through 15 years now of making men less and less masculine.
Absolutely.
Everything in the industry is turning males into beta males at the best and feminine at the worst. And this push to make everything equal across the board gender-wise has prevented men from turning into men or boys from turning into men. So women, I think, naturally feel like they have to protect themselves
Right.
more and more because they can't count on a man to be there to protect them.
Absolutely. I mean, as an NRA certified instructor myself, I have trained more women on how to use the gun than I have men.
Right. Well, being
Absolutely.
raised too, you don't ever rely on a man, ever. Even if you're married, so carrying is really important, I think.
Absolutely, because at the end of the day, what are you supposed to do? Hold up a piece of paper to a 300-pound man?
Yeah, and what if
saying,
you do have a
"Please-
man
Please don't assault
and he's not
me."
helping? Yeah.
Well, he's not always around either.
Exactly.
I mean, you are going to go places on your own. You're going to go shopping. You're
Exactly.
Going
And
to go
9
jogging,
times
hang
out
with
of
your
10,
friends.
they're not going to try to attack you or whatever they're going to do with a man around. So,
Correct. So it's important for women to know how to protect themselves, know how to safely
Absolutely.
and comfortably carry that firearm, rather be in their purse or on their body.
Right.
And it's great to see more women in the sport and also in the self-protection arena.
And actually, TGS gave you a firearm for your
yes,
birthday.
they did.
So obviously, safety is a big concern on
And
our
it's
end
rose
too.
gold.
Rose gold.
Yes, super cute.
Can you tell us about it? What kind of gun is it?
It is a SIG 9mm.
Nice.
Yeah,
Super
and we
cute.
got one of our dealers that's an engraver to engrave her name on there and stuff like
Perfect.
that. So
Who was that? Was that Raven?
Raven
Raven
engravings.
Graves, yeah.
What a great
So-
welcome package.
Yes, I love it.
Have you shot it
Well,
yet?
I mean, that's the least
have
we
not
could do.
shot it
She
yet.
travels.
Mm,
She
it's still
travels
zip-tied.
all the way from Louisiana a lot of times to come to these shows.
Right.
So she's spending a lot of time on the highway. That's a lot of gas stops, a
Upwards
lot
of
of
7,
pit
8
stops.
hours. Yeah, and it goes back to women should carry. So you're
Did you bring it with
traveling.
you?
I do not have
didn't
it with
bring it
me.
with you?
No, it's at home in
the
a
whole
safe.
purpose of having it is to travel with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Baby
well,
steps, I
yeah.
guess.
Yes, baby
It still
steps.
needs ammo. Like I said, it's still zip tied. So
It's still zip-tied.
Well, this is Texas,
Can you
baby.
imagine
There's
somebody
plenty of
We will
ammo
get there
here in Texas.
eventually.
Excuse me,
yeah.
I got to find my scissors to cut my zip tie so I can defend myself. Oh, let me load it first, too.
yeah,
Baby
we'll get there eventually. Yes, baby steps.
But we're
So.
super excited to have her as part of the team.
Super excited to be here.
And Alamo City Imports is bringing in a bunch of stuff from overseas, and I can't wait to let her loose on these brick and mortars. They won't have a clue what hits them.
They're already sick of me calling for auctions, so I can imagine.
That's the other thing she's done is she's actually got on the phone call. It was her idea, and she started placing phone calls to gun stores to see if they have any leftover inventory.
They need to make some extra money.
We do it's in no comparison to his auctions because
right.
he's like big
yeah,
boy
he's-
scale.
Yeah.
Thank
But
you.
every other gun show in San Antonio, we do the gun show in San Antonio once a month. But
Yes.
every other one, we host a in-person only auction during the show. Because again, going back to why we talked about the calendars and all this, I want to make the gun show an experience and not just a gun show. So by doing these other things and by having the live auction the day of during the show, it brings a lot of excitement to the actual gun show because people come, they enjoy the auction, they may win some and may not, but then they get to walk right back out into the gun show anyways.
Absolutely. I mean, auctions are great. I mean, obviously, I own an auction company, so I'm going to say they're great.
Yeah.
Right.
And they bring a lot of firearms into the industry. They bring a lot of firearms off the streets and put into hands of safety people who know how to use them and going to treat them with respect. So it works in a lot of different ways. And we love the gun shows, which is why we've teamed up with you for the August show, which is the largest Texas gun show. And we're going to bring our auction platform to your city here in Bryan and do a live auction on Saturday night. So
And how many guns do you think will be in that one?
I think we're going to try to keep it for around 3-hour auctions. So
Okay.
we're expecting about 250 to 275 guns.
And some pretty cool stuff going to be in there?
Oh yeah, there's going to be some high-end stuff, some old collectibles, some everyday stuff, pretty much something for everybody. If you're a high-end dealer, there'll be a few things in there for you. If you're that average dealer, or if you want something new, or something, first-time buyer, we'll have the gun for them.
Well, and I think it's going to be a great event like usual, but even just a little bit more on top, just because of all the people that are going to be here anyways.
Yes.
For the show, I think a lot of them are going to want to stick around to enjoy the auction.
Absolutely.
I mean, why drive all the way here? The average drive time last year was 4 hours. We did the little card where people came in
Right.
and
Wow.
filled out. If people are driving on average 4 hours to get here, they're going to stay for everything. And you're going to
Absolutely.
tell them that there's an auction 30 minutes after the doors close. I think it's going to be slam packed full of people.
Well, when they wait in the line for so long, you might as well stay.
Yep.
And that's something else we're working on this year. Last year we knew it was going to be good, or we felt like it was going to be good for all the work that we put into it. We had no idea it was going to be as good as it was, and we only had 2 doors or 3 doors that were where people were able to come in and pay like that. But we're going to have probably all 6 doors
Nice.
going this time just to process the line
Yes.
faster, because we went as fast as we could, and people were still standing in line for an hour and a half.
We also have the VIP opportunity, if you want to talk a little bit more about that and getting in
Absolutely.
early.
So Bailey brings up a great thing that we've implemented. We have a VIP program that you subscribe to. It's unlike anything in the industry. There's a lot of gun shows, a lot of different promoters. But here at Texas Gun Shows, if you subscribe to be one of our VIP Patriots, it's $24.95 a month. But you get in 30 minutes early to every gun show, so you won't stand in a line. There'll be a dedicated entry. This entry down on the far end of the building will be only for VIPs. You get in 30 minutes early. You get discounts with all the dealers that are participating in the program. So you can walk up to a dealer. You'll see a plaque that says they're a VIP dealer, and their promotion might be 10% off, buy one, get one. It could be a whole list of things. But if you're a member, you're automatically entitled to that discount when nobody else is.
Nice.
You're automatically entered into all of our gun giveaways. You do not have to be present to win. And one of the coolest things is, at our little auction that we talked about, the buyer's premium is 14%. But if you are a VIP member, it's cut in half, and your buyer's premium is only 7%. So we have a lot of dealers signing up to be members because they're in there buying inventory and they only want to pay 7% and not 14%. But that is growing incredibly fast. And I can't tell you how many people in the industry, fellow promoters, people that I know, told me that, no, you're never going to be able to create anything in the gun show world that people are going to pay a monthly subscription to. And I heard that over and over and over again. But with the help of Bailey and all these other things that we're doing, people are signing up, and they're signing up in not little numbers. So they don't want to stand in those lines either.
You said $24.95 a month, right?
$24.95 a month.
And did I hear you correctly that the $24.95 a month automatically gets me entered into every drawing at every gun show regardless of I'm there or not?
Absolutely.
Yes.
So 2 shows ago, we were doing a show in Round Rock. We called the winner, which turned out to be a VIP, $24.95 month payer. He was sitting on his couch in San Antonio, nowhere close to the gun show. We said, "Congratulations, you just won a gun." And he said, "How'd I do that?" I go, "You're one of our members, our $24.95 a month member." He goes, I just buy that so I don't have to stand in line when you're in San Antonio."
I mean, that's $6 a raffle ticket for a chance to get, because you give a gun away every show.
Every show.
Yes.
You have something like 32 shows a year, so it's pretty much almost 4 shows a month except for July.
Yep.
So $6 a ticket gets you automatically entered to win a gun. That's a no-brainer. Even if you never set foot in a Texas gun
Right.
show,
I
would buy that raffle
I
ticket.
currently have a husband and wife that they came to one show in San Antonio. He said, "I'm only here to sell a gun that I don't use." He goes, "But I signed up to your membership." He goes, "You probably will not see me again, but I'm going to be a member because I'm going to win a gun one of these days."
Nice.
Like, I mean, that's just a cool
Well,
thing to hear.
Definitely, without a doubt. Does the VIP access get you any kind of discount on the calendar?
It does not.
Not
Not
yet?
currently. Not yet. Yep.
But I imagine maybe
But-
this year.
But you took advantage of this,
I did.
and just like other people that own businesses or want to get the word about maybe what they own, there's opportunities to advertise in the show. You can sponsor a month. You can have input on how you want that month to be shot, and Bailey will oversee that. But it's a great way. You know, we've printed now 20,000 calendars, so we've gone through 20,000 calendars. There's 20,000 people out there that have different businesses and stuff, you know, people looking at that. So it's a great way to get the word out. It's not very expensive for what you get. And yeah, look into that too. If you own a business and want to highlight it, especially in the gun industry, we'd love to have you
We can
sponsor
include a
month.
photo, a little blurb, your product in the image. We charge $20 for our calendars. We started at 16 months. We're going down to 12 months. I also think we're going to implement some new designs and other merch at our table, so that should be fun. I'm excited.
Very nice. I think I'm going to add a VIP benefit to your package.
Do it.
So,
You heard it here first.
right? So, the Texas Greatest Gun Show, right? The gun show on Saturday ends at 6. The auction's going to start at 6:30. We're going to be letting people in the area in probably about 5 o'clock to view the merchandise, the guns that are auctioned off. I'm going to put in, if you're a VIP, you could come in an hour before we open up to the general
There you
public.
go. That's
to-
very
Yeah,
generous.
that's
Thank you
great.
for
To
that.
visit the guns and check out the guns that you plan on bidding on.
That
Yeah,
is
that's
awesome.
awesome.
Right, so we'll be open an hour early. Once we iron out the times, when it's open for the public, we'll open up an additional hour early for the
And
VIP
I appreciate
members.
that. Every bit helps. But to take it from just an idea that I had to implementation and to see the growth of it now it's pretty exciting.
Do we know how many members you have currently?
I do.
You want to share?
I do not.
Okay.
It's getting to be an incredible thing.
All
I'll
right.
Put it that way. So subscription money, guys, if you're listening, nothing to do with gun shows, a complete side note. If you can ever think of an idea that pays you a subscription model,
Absolutely.
absolutely implement it. I don't care if it's 99 cents a month. You know, if you have the ability to create something that people are willing to pay you any amount of money per month, absolutely do it.
100%. I mean, one of my other businesses is a telecom company, and we provide phone service to businesses. And
Yeah.
yes, we get a check every month from that business
It
providing
is
them phone service.
every time a member pays, I get an email. And in the very beginning, we've been doing it now a year and a half, almost 2 years. In the very beginning, the only email that I ever saw come through was my subscription, the one I signed up for first.
Nice.
I'm like, great, I just paid again for my own subscription. But if you're not willing to put your own money into it, how can you sell others if you don't believe in it?
And it's the
Right.
only way to test technology, too, to make sure that technology is
And
working properly.
absolutely, and that's what it was. It was more about testing. But I remember getting my first email that wasn't mine,
Nice.
that somebody signed up, and I personally called them and told them thank you, and now those email. I mean, then it went to once every 2 weeks to once a week. Now it's multiple a day.
I mean, we're all business owners here, and as business owners, we all know that you don't get paid to go on vacation. If you're not working, you're not making money. And if you can offer some kind of subscription base to where they're sending you money on a monthly basis, that's the only thing that you're ever going to generate income when you're on vacation. So
Well, I
that
have
allows you to take
friends.
vacations.
I piss off friends all the time where they're like, "Well, I own my own business. I own my own." No, 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 no. If you leave on vacation and your business does not run just like it was when you were there, you don't own a business. You're
Correct.
self-employed.
Yes.
Right.
There is a massive difference.
Absolutely.
If you own a business, you can step away and everything keeps running exactly like it's supposed to. If that's not the case, you're self-employed, which is great, but don't get it twisted. Like, you got to get to a point where things are happening when you're not there. And that's why I mentioned in the last episode how lucky I am that my wife kind of took over day-to-day operations for the gun show, because I would not be able to do these other things if I was still overseeing day-to-day operations.
Yeah.
So it's important.
It's great to have multiple businesses because businesses have ups and downs. And as long as not all the businesses have a down at the same time, you're good, right? Because
That's
everything
right.
goes up and down.
You never know where that dollar is going to come from.
That's right. And you have to have multiple sources of income, and most business owners will have a couple businesses just to support other businesses in bad times.
Well, and that was a frustrating part for, my wife in a lot of these different ventures that I'm always full of ideas. I have no shortage of ideas. And I don't get to act on most of them because she's like, put it in your folder. Put it in your idea folder. We're not
This is
doing that.
true.
We're
This
not
is true.
we're not doing that right
Not
now.
doing that one.
We're not reinventing the wheel. It works fine. But the frustrating part was, like you were saying, you don't know where that money's going to come from. And for a long time, the gun show was the provider of finances for some of these other ventures. But now those other things are starting to bear fruit, and it's exciting part.
Very good.
Yeah, she definitely brings you back down to reality sometimes.
Oh yeah, grounded. But she's, you know what, from when we met, where she didn't understand the industry, she didn't really know how it worked. She came in to the gun shows when we were down. We were, and I'll be honest for a second, not like I'm not honest all the time, but we were in a low spot where we were hemorrhaging money each show. We were going up against a show at the time that was bigger than us. They were scheduling on top of us to try to crush
push you
us,
out,
to
yeah.
push us out. And we were struggling. And
But you didn't give up.
Absolutely, but they underestimated the fight that I have in me, and I'll never give up. You can win temporarily, but you're not going to win long term. But we got all the way down to where she sat me down and she's like, "Darwin, we can't do this anymore. We're hemorrhaging thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars each show, and all the cards are maxed. Like, this is a point that we were at." And she says, "You have 3 more shows." So at that point, what I had been doing, 15 years, she goes, "You have 3 shows, and you're going to have to go get a real job." And show 1, horrible. Show 2, horrible. Literally on the 3rd show, a hurricane or something hit along the coastline where there was a big show, a Pasadena show, I think.
Okay.
And a hurricane came in. Well, all of those vendors, they closed down the convention center because it was like emergency housing for people that were affected by the hurricane. And all of those vendors needed a place to go. And they literally all called me in one day, and I filled up the entire venue in one day. And that show was phenomenal. And it was the 3rd show. And then she's like, "Well, maybe that's just luck." But it was kind of the turning point. And a lot of people don't know this. They think it's always been roses, but
Oh, it's never always roses.
I took that little bit amount of money that came in, and I rolled the dice in the largest way that I rolled the dice up until that point. And
Let me ask, was it black or red?
no, it was yellow. It was red for sure. So I contacted the San Marcos Convention Center, which is extremely expensive. It's a super nice venue, a lot like this one.
Yep.
I mean, beautiful, connected to a hotel right off of Interstate 35. There's a reason I had never been able to do a show there before for the 15 years that it's been there. It's because it's uber expensive. And I told my wife, I go, "We're going to do it." I called, I got a date, and she's like, "There is no way we could afford that. This little bit that we made back doesn't even cover what we're below, what we're behind, and you want to just take it and roll it basically all on black or all on red, one roll of the dice." I said, "Absolutely, let's do it." So we did, and that one show changed the complete trajectory of Texas gun shows. We had 700 tables and we had 7,000 people through for the weekend. And from that point on, it's been a steady climb, going the right direction. And now we do this show with 1,500 tables and 17,000 people last year. We're shooting for 20,000 people this year. So it's just one of those things in life that you never know how close you are to breaking through, but how many people give up, or they're told to give up, and then they listen to that one swing of the hammer too early. So it's kind of a cool thing to share now. Obviously, it could have went the other direction. I wouldn't be here.
Absolutely.
But it worked out. And sometimes you got to roll the dice.
Yeah. The bigger the risk, the bigger the reward.
Yeah.
I mean, it's always been that way. And sometimes, like I said, you got to roll the dice. So how many times now has your wife put a deadline on something?
Oh, never.
Never? That's one
Yeah.
and done?
Yeah. No. Now she's like, I trust him.
She's very go with the flow.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
goes, it'll work out. He
She's
knows what
great.
he's doing.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense to me now. It doesn't need to. I know it'll make sense later.
A lot of people don't realize how beneficial it is to have a woman in your corner backing you and supporting you
Oh,
and not hammering you every time you get home.
It's the only way you can, as a man, it's the only way you can see tremendous success is to have that positivity behind you.
Absolutely.
Because, hey, not every day are we going to come home after getting our teeth kicked in and feel like, we're the stud and we're going to make things happen. There's some days you come home and you're like, man, I got my ass handed to me.
Yes.
Everybody I talked to was a no. Nothing went right. The things I thought were right are wrong. The deals I thought I had are not there. And you got to come home and have that person say, hey, you know what? Shit, you're still who you are. You'll be okay.
Absolutely.
Get out there and do it again tomorrow. And that's what it takes.
Yes.
So.
Well, thank you, Darwin, for, as always, joining us. Bailey, you have any last words for us or wisdom?
I'm just excited to see everybody in August, and I can't wait to see how this year goes with the calendar.
Perfect.
So I'm
Well,
excited.
we're looking forward to having a new calendar.
Yes.
I have a calendar hanging in my office. I have another month before I get to see you on the calendar.
I was going to say, which month is your favorite?
Well,
It's a trick question.
it's a trick question.
Yeah.
Like, I believe you didn't want to answer a question before. I'm not going to answer that question either.
Okay.
There you go. And we have a little teaser that's sitting on the table here in front of us. It's a new Armalite rifle that's coming out, and we're going to talk all about it in the next episode or two. So stay tuned for episodes coming, and we'll see you next week. Thank you guys, and have a great day.